How to use credit without letting credit use you. A credit card can feel like extra money, but it is not income. It is a loan that fits in your wallet. Every dollar you charge belongs to the bank until you repay it. And if you carry the balance, the bank charges you rent for using that money. That rent is interest. Americans are carrying enormous revolving debt. In early 2026, U.S. credit card balances stood at roughly $1.25 trillion. Federal Reserve data also showed that accounts being charged interest had an average rate above 22%. At that cost, a purchase can become far more expensive than the price on the receipt. The first rule is simple: your credit limit is not your spending budget. A $15,000 limit does not mean you can afford to spend $15,000. It only means the lender is willing to let you owe that much. Your real limit is what you can repay from actual income without sacrificing rent, food, utilities, insurance, transportation, savings, or other obligations. Credit is a tool. Used carefully, it can help you buy a home, finance transportation, build a business, or establish a credit history. Used carelessly, it can turn yesterday's purchases into tomorrow's emergency. Before borrowing, ask one question: what will this debt create? A mortgage may help you acquire a home. A business loan may help you buy equipment that produces income. An auto loan may provide transportation you need to work. But borrowing for a lifestyle you cannot support is different. Vacations, luxury purchases, restaurant spending, and everyday bills financed month after month do not usually create an asset. They create a balance. Be especially cautious about borrowing to invest. Professional investors sometimes use leverage, but leverage magnifies losses as well as gains. Using a high-interest credit card to buy stocks, crypto, or speculative assets creates a dangerous mismatch. The investment may fall immediately, while the card payment remains due on schedule. Now let's talk about credit scores. In the United States, a credit score predicts how likely you are to repay borrowed money. Lenders may use it when deciding whether to approve a credit card, mortgage, auto loan, or personal loan, and what rate or limit to offer. Different lenders may use different scoring models, but the same healthy habits matter across most systems. Pay every bill on time. Payment history is one of the most important parts of a strong credit profile. A late payment can create fees and damage your record if it is reported. Keep balances low compared with your limits. This is called credit utilization. If you have a total limit of $10,000 and reported balances of $2,000, your utilization is 20%. Lower is generally better. 30% is often discussed as a ceiling, but it is not a magic target. You do not need to carry debt or pay interest to build credit. Avoid opening several accounts in a short period unless you truly need them. New applications can create hard inquiries, and multiple new accounts may make you look riskier. Closing an old card is not automatically helpful either. It can reduce your available credit and raise utilization. If an old card has no annual fee, keeping it open may be reasonable, but security, fees, and overspending risk should guide the decision. Check your credit reports for errors. Americans can review reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion through annualcreditreport.com. Review unfamiliar accounts, incorrect late payments, duplicate debts, and personal information that does not belong to you. Dispute genuine errors instead of paying a company that promises an instant transformation. What if you have never used credit? You may have a thin file or no score. That's not the same as excellent credit. A secured card, credit builder loan, or authorized user account may help establish history. The goal is not to borrow a lot. The goal is to create a long record of small, predictable, on-time payments. Interest rates deserve the same attention as the purchase. The annual percentage rate. or APR, describes the yearly cost of borrowing, but also compare fees, the repayment period, whether the rate can change, and the total dollars you will repay. A personal loan may have a lower rate and fixed payoff schedule, while a credit card offers flexibility but can remain open-ended. The better choice depends on purpose, cost, and repayment plan. Do not choose a lower monthly payment without checking whether a longer term causes you to pay much more overall. Installments should match the useful life of what you buy. Financing a refrigerator may be understandable if it lasts for years. Financing groceries, a weekend trip, or a phone that will be replaced before the debt is gone is a warning sign. When the experience is over but payments continue, future income is funding the past. The minimum payment is another trap. It keeps the account current, but it is not designed to get you out of debt quickly. If you pay only the minimum, interest can stretch the balance across many years. Pay the full statement balance whenever possible. When that is not possible, pay more than the minimum and stop adding new charges while you attack the balance. Multiple cards can provide rewards, travel protections, or backup options. But rewards matter only when you avoid interest and unnecessary spending. Earning 2% cash back while paying more than 20% interest is not a strategy. It is an expensive illusion. If debt is already unmanageable, do not hide from it. List every balance, interest rate, minimum payment, and due date. Protect housing, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, and other essentials. Contact the issuer before you miss a payment and ask about hardship options. Consider nonprofit credit counseling, but avoid companies promising to erase accurate negative information. You can use the avalanche method, paying extra toward the highest rate first, or the snowball method, paying the smallest balance first for momentum. The avalanche is usually cheaper. The best real-world plan is the one you can follow consistently without creating new debt. Finally, build a small emergency fund. Without cash reserves, every flat tire, medical copay, school expense, or broken appliance becomes a credit card emergency. Even a modest buffer can interrupt that cycle. Credit should make your financial life more flexible, not more fragile. Borrow for a clear reason. Know the total cost. Pay on time. Keep balances low. A high limit is not a prize. It's a larger responsibility. The smartest credit user is not the person with the most cards, the biggest limit, or the highest score. It is the person who can use borrowed money without surrendering control of future income. If this video helped you see credit differently, share it with someone building a stronger financial life. And subscribe for more practical explanations about money, debt, credit scores, and investing.